What is going on, everyone? Badger here. Sure to like and sub, and let's get into this. We just had a perfect example of what not to do to your video game franchises. Of course, with BioWare and Dragon Age the Veilguard and the trans game director Corinne Bush, who we saw added all of the ideology and, of course, was running a completely captured, politically at least, and ideologically at least, dev team. We're basically seeing the exact same thing with Avowed under Obsidian Entertainment. Thank you to Learning the Law over there on X, and they've been showing what that dev team actually looks like. And well, it's exactly what you would expect. It looks like a bunch of these
for a modern gaming audience.
And one of the main ones over there is the art director, Matt Hansen, who has been gone. He's gone on a tirade. He really has, against Elon Musk, against gamers, against white men. This all came days ago, pun intended, when we saw in an early access that there are pronouns. Of course, there are pronouns. Thank you, Az. And it was art director Matt Hansen who went on basically saying that, yeah, I would love to piss off Elon Musk. In fact, it was my dream, and oh my God, it's actually happened. He went on a whole rant. But before that, many people were like, yeah, I don't want this in the game. Pronouns in the game, you might think it's a small little affront, but one little offense after another, and before you know it, they're right next to you. And so they were rejecting it. And of course, Elon Musk weighed in, saying having pronouns in a fantasy video game is utterly unacceptable. Modern ideology and gender identity in games where these issues just simply don't exist, and all they do is break the verisimilitude. They pop you out of the fictional world and throw you back into the real one. And then obviously, even when done well, they simply it's used as a tool to insert, again, a modern, and by modern I mean their leftist viewpoint into what would just be classical stories. And that's when this one came out, of course, him melting down about Elon Musk. I so badly wanted to make him mad with my game. I can't believe it actually happened. And then we had Smash JT and his insider talking about just how toxic the environment is, and the forced pronouns and work email, and so on and so forth. The actual Nazis and fascists and checking your pronouns and your IDs, basically. We've had more of that now. Now we have a fellow video game developer calling out stuff like this. And he says, the whole thing is another revealing look into how deep the gaming industry has been subverted by radical leftist ideologues and, quite frankly, extremely entitled people who have gotten used to getting their way every single time over the last years. Yes, we've seen, at least for the last 4 or 5 years, definitely get their way, probably more than that. The fact that Obsidian's art director is lashing out in the unhinged way that he did is a sign of a person who is not the least willing to engage with any criticism or self-reflection, and is, in short, spoiled. These things have been going on for years behind the scenes, and getting a backlash and being dragged to light is still a new experience for these ideologues. 100%. The old tactics don't work. They've retreated to their little echo chambers on Blue Sky or Reddit, but the legacy gaming journalists may be able to cover for them, but most people are calling this out. Smash JT, perfect example of a fellow content creator who has inside connections to Obsidian, who's dropping dimes on all of these people and saying that, yeah, this is the climate that they create and they thrive. They thrive. The games don't thrive. Games don't make money, but they sure thrive in it. They have to contend with the simple fact games that do well to appeal to their audience are naturally successful. Stellar Blade, Space Marine 2, Black Myth Wukong, games that spite their audience are unnaturally unsuccessful. High Concord, Discord, all the other things. Well, Concord they tried, but you get the idea. Dragon Age was definitely not aimed at Dragon Age fans. Star Wars Outlaws definitely not aimed at Star Wars fans. This is a factor in game design from the ground up, and we see it in Obsidian's art director baking his controversial opinions into the game as a fundamental level. We saw it with Corinne Bush and adding in all the trans allegory and gender confessions and breast surgery scars. It's unstable. It's childish. We make games that are enjoyable because of our culture, not out of a disdain for it. And just like we've seen in movies and TV shows, often the people that get in here and are the shepherds of our beloved franchises hate and resent those franchises, and they hate and resent those that like them. And it's a vicious cycle of destruction and reframing and
sheer fucking hubris.
So yeah, he finishes off here. Mort says this is also has been a guiding principle in the development of the Great Rebellion. That you shouldn't have a disdain. You should love what you're doing. And there is a huge amount of gamers waiting for studios who make games for the love of the medium, again, first and foremost, and have had enough of leftist ideology being shoved into each and every beloved franchise. And I agree with them. You can check it out. It's actually on sale right now because of Black Friday. He's got 2D cyberpunk side scrollers, looks like some of the OG stuff with obviously some modern gameplay mechanics. The best modern gameplay mechanic, not modern audiences. But yeah, this is what we need more of. Like I said, people in the know, people who are running studios, who are making games, to call this stuff out. And hey, a big step to any successful venture would be to not hate the fans of the franchise or product, and not hate the product itself, and not think that you're better than that. Otherwise, you end up doing something like this.
That's a lot of damage. How about a little more?
Anyway, make sure to like, share, and sub. If you have done that, thank you. If you're going to do that, thank you.
Well, bye.